is an acclaimed entrepreneur, speaker, and coach, known for his ability to inspire and motivate. As CEO of Off the Bench magazine and a certified Lego serious play facilitator, he has created the transformative Core Speaker program. His podcast echoes in his 25 years of corporate wisdom, propelling others to success. Welcome, Mark Wiggins.
Namaste. I'm the last thing on this train. Sorry about that. Everybody remembers where they were on September 11th, 2001. It's our generation's JFK moment, grassy knoll moment. For me on that morning, I was headed to the bank, as I did every morning as I went to my store, my cookie business, to drop off my deposit at the bank. I walked into the bank, and my tellers who usually greet me didn't greet me today because their eyes were fixed and gazed up on the television on the wall. I don't know what's going on. I turned and looked, and quickly my face assumed the position. I saw it once. I saw it twice. I saw it a third time. And at that moment, the world as we knew it was done. It changed forever. My world had changed. I ran outside to try to call my then wife, who worked in one of those areas where they had targeted, tried to reach on the phone, all the lines were down, couldn't make a phone call. Happened to call the franchise owner up in New Jersey, got through, hit him on the phone. I said, man, what's going on? He said, Mark, you're not gonna believe this. As he's on the Jersey Bridge looking back, said, I was just down there making a delivery. It was incredible. Sadly to say, my own personal 9/11 started to follow soon after. A couple weeks later, as you know, anthrax started. People were getting packages in the mail with white substances. Everybody didn't want anything. The things I used to do, because I was in the gift-giving industry. You ordered a basket. You didn't know what's coming. It got sent to you. Oh, I got a surprise. I got a gift. They got the box. They didn't want it. They didn't know where it came from. They sent it back. It kept happening and happening out of the mail, out of UPS. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. You just better walk down. Hold on. And take you back. You just better walk down to the Capitol building, walk up in it, and to your senator's office unabated. Nah, not anymore. Couldn't even get close to the place at all. Deliveries were just done. Business was continuing to go down. At that moment, as it kept going down, things started to change again around me from a business perspective as my store was struggling. A few months later, I was at a conference, a Kappa conference, in Washington, on Cleveland, Ohio. I got a call from my staff and said, Mr. Wiggins, they put a for lease sign in the window. What are you going to do? That was in October. That September, I had to make a decision. Do I keep my employees with me, let them work through and hope I can pay them because money was already tight, I didn't know what to do? Or do I let them go, find a job, maybe have the best Christmas they could possibly have and get another job? I chose B. I had no other plan B. Things were starting to move quicker and quicker. The end of the year came, I had to shut my doors. Everything I had was gone. My business was gone. My house was gone. My car was gone. And my marriage was gone. And I damn near lost my mind. Didn't know what was going to happen next. But I had to take all of that, box it up, and put it away and keep pressing, right? We can't stop. You got to keep going. I got job after job. I was working at CVS, Blockbuster, Rite Aid at night, substitute teaching, speaking. I was doing everything I possibly could because that's what the job I had as the king of this house is to try to keep to provide. The psychodynamic theory from Freud says that our past traumatic experiences affect our behavior. So something bad happened to you, you pack it away, you think you're done with it, but you throw it back there in the id, the ego, and the superego, and it goes to work. I had aversions all of a sudden. I was skittish on creativity. I was really skittish on leadership. Don't ask me to take no jobs. I left a church, went to the chapter, and it's like, yo, I just want to sit in the back. I don't want to participate. I just want to be here. Didn't understand why. I talked to my sister, big sis, psychologist, Dr. Valencia Wiggins, and she told me, baby bro, you're going to have to go back and deal with that trauma in your past. You're going to have to go back and deal with it. So I tried. I went back to try to fix it. I went back to go get it. And I said, you know what? Every time I went back, I was met with emotions of failure, of just things that one after the other that didn't work. It was my fault. Everything was my fault. So I'd believe I wasn't good enough. Then, of course, my father ends up passing. A few years later, the marriage is now completely done. What's left? Had to keep fighting, So I go back to my big doctor sister, yo, that didn't work. She said, well, unfortunately, you can't go back and look at the emotions of things or back into the emotions. You got to go back and look at the facts. Go back and look for learning. When you go back to get it, you need to go back with the intentions of having to learn from what happened to you, not from the emotions that happened. When you go back and tell a story, something that's traumatic, you get all hyped up. Yeah, you know this, and then this, and then this, and then this. You tell that story about 5, 7, 10 times. The energy it takes to get back to that level, you got to expand the story, make it bigger, make it more dynamic, and you spend a whole lot of energy, but you've missed the point. So I moved forward. Things progressed around. I got another job. I became the executive director of the best museum store you've never seen. And I became the executive director. I'm sitting at the desk. I'm the executive director, but I didn't know how to executively direct. Nothing was coming. I felt out of alignment. Things weren't right for me. Like, Mark, we need you to make a decision. What does the deputy say? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I didn't want to make a doggone decision about Nathan because I could not do it. Something was missing. Something was missing. I told a friend of mine about what was going on. She said, oh, you need to go on a journey of SanKofa. I said, SanKofa? Is that a resort? Is it a cruise line or airline? Because I'm down for a getaway, but I don't have no money. So what is it? SanKofa is a Ghanaian methodology or thought or phrase that loosely translates into is not taboo to go back and get. Not taboo to go back to the past to get knowledge. Everything I needed to do and learn to be what I had become, laid in the rubble of my 9/11. I left it there. Unfortunately, I left it all there. I had to take trips back to go get it. I had to go back into my past and remove the facts and the feelings and look for what it was I needed to learn. How could I be better than I was yesterday? Everybody say better. I needed to dig in and say, well, you weren't a bad leader. You weren't a bad business owner. You made some unwise decisions. You were young. You made a lot of rookie, like not having a backup plan in case your business closed. That's a rookie mistake. But no one was talking to us about having funds in the bank to make these kinds of moves. It was payroll, keep it moving, payroll, keep it moving, payroll, keep it moving. I learned that lesson. So I had to take those lessons and put it to my current position. When I went back the second time or third time to try to go back, Carol Dweck, psychologist out of Stanford, her big thing is growth mindset, fixed mindset. Use it a lot in the world of sports. Having a fixed mindset simply says, I'm standing on what I believe and know, whether it's right or wrong, ain't too much you can tell me to make that change. So when I went back to look at stuff, I went back with the emotions. So no matter what I found, if it didn't lie, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe what I was looking at. Conversely, the growth mindset says, when you go back to look at it, what can you learn from it? Where is the lesson? Even if it's painful, where is that lesson? Because you're going to need it. And as a leader, someone else, you're going to have to teach it. Someone's going to come to you with a similar problem. You're going to go, hold on, I got this one. And you roll to the Rolodex and come back. This is what I did. You may want to try something. You cannot do that with a fixed mindset. So begin to then process and go forward from there. But these aversions that I had, again, I didn't even want to make any cookies. I didn't want to see a cookie. I didn't want to taste a cookie. I don't want to bake a cookie. My poor baby girl, we ain't decorate cookies for Christmas. Daddy, can we decorate cookies for Christmas? You better talk to your mama. I don't like cookies. I lost 15 pounds, however, but I ain't making no cookies. I had a second store that actually closed before the last store, which was the first store. And I was dealing with the same thing. The environment was closing down. I called my father because we were closing down, and I'm like, there's only one person in the world can answer this question for me. One person. I called my pops. I said, yo, Pop, what's up? Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm just really concerned about what we got to do, and I got the store down. Hello? Hello? I said, Pops, yo, what you want? I said, I got a question. Hurry up, Gunsmoke's on. What do you want? I said, Gunsmoke? Yeah, I love guns. I said, it was shot in the late 50s and 60s. I know, but this is a great one. I said, Pop, I got a question. Make it quick. All right, cool. Am I a failure? Hello? Hello? What? I said, am I a failure, Pops? He goes, look, I'll make this quick. I got to go. You have only failed and will only fail if you fail to take anything from the lessons that you just went through. If you refuse to take any lessons, you got a fixed mindset, and you don't bring it up, you have absolutely failed. Now I gotta go. I'll see you on Saturday. Gunsmoke's on. True story. And so if the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, you go back and you start to say, you know what? I can grow from this. It made me a better person. The trips to SanKofa actually built resilience for me. It made me more tough, more tenacious, more extreme. My MTXE that I talk about, my mental toughness with extreme effort, came out of and was birthed out of those trips to SanKofa. Because I had to reset my foundation, although it was rocky with pits and everything else, and take from the past and the past rubble, redo that thing, lay it down fresh, and keep building. That's the only choice you have if you want to be successful. So I'm going to leave you with 3.5 things to help you on your journey to SanKofa, because everybody has their own 9/11. There's some things that you don't want to deal with, that you won't talk about. I'll be honest with you, full transparency, because I'm in a whole other country, don't nobody know me. I never talked about relationships. I never talked about my business. I talked about customer service. I talked about a whole bunch of other stuff for years. It was too painful to get up and tell somebody that my marriage was down the toilet by some bad choices and decisions. It was too painful to tell somebody that we mismanaged the money, didn't have no plan B, and couldn't get loans to get stuff done, and we lost it all. Only to find out that I wasn't the only one. Fear will have you doing crazy stuff. So like I said before, my word of the year is fearless. And I pick a word every single year. Last year was willing. This year it's fearless. And if you're fearless, you can fear less. And once you fear less, you can go back and handle things that you're afraid of. And once you start handling and managing the things that you're afraid of, you will find yourself making more progress to things you want to do. And I'm here to say, because it happened to me, the things that I was afraid of were only things I was unsure of how to do. I lacked knowledge, but I did not lack the confidence to ask for help. I lacked the courage to say I need help. I was not kingly in those moments. Because a real king would say, I need some help. Right? So again, if you want to ready to move off and take your journey to SanKofa, here's 3.5 things, and I'm out of your way. Number one, you must be intentional about taking this journey. Don't take it lightly. I'm going to just go back here and see what happened. No. You need to be intentional about why you're going back and what you're trying to obtain and where you're trying to go and where you want to go after you get this information. Number two, you need to change your mindset from a fixed to the growth mindset. You're intentionally going to grow by this trip. When you open your mind, resources show up. When you open your mind, answers are right there in front of your face. You're sitting next to the person that's got your answer if you open your mouth. As a matter of fact, when you start opening your mouth to other people, you will hear your own answer. So you've got to change it, but you got to be willing to open yourself up and be transparent to talk about it. Here's number three. Separate the facts from the feelings. If you can separate facts from feelings, facts are cold. All the IT systems will tell you it is cold. It is so clear as it is or it isn't. There is nothing in between. I'm a psychology major. I deal in gray. It's black or white for them. But when you deal in those, sometimes you got to go and see, where was it? This was it. This was what happened. Here's what we need to do. It's keep it moving. Everybody else has moved on, but you still holding on. Here comes the point 5, which is probably the number one thing you have to do to start this journey, and that's be willing. If you're not willing to be intentional, change your mindset, separate facts and feelings, I promise you your journey to SanKofa will be a waste of time. To do those 3.5 point things, everybody, I promise you can get off your own bench and do what you need to do, because I continue on my journey and I continue to grow, and I wish you peace and blessings.